Oh. Are we going? Am I live? How long have I been sitting here like a dummy? My bad, y'all. My bad. We are live here in the Juggalo dungeon. This is Precious Juggalos. That's not what I go by the way. Just to clear up confusion. That's not my name. That's the name of the channel. If you want to know what to call me in chat or comments or whatever, call me Shovel, as in the gardening tool. That's a nickname that served me well for quite a few years, so let's just stick with that. So anyway, here I am. This is Shovel of Precious Juggalos, here in the Juggalo dungeon, on a Wednesday, after a long day at work. I don't know if any of y'all have had a long day as well, but it was long. I woke up to a lot more subscribers today. That was pretty awesome. Getting a lot of subscribers off my my shorts, which is cool. That's a weird sentence. That sounded weird as soon as it left my mouth. Yeah. Yeah, picking up a lot of subscribers over there. Hopefully y'all find your way over here. Actually, somebody commented yesterday about that, about how they enjoy my shorts. And they were hoping to join the stream today, so hopefully they make it. Because I'm here. Alright, let me just catch my breath. Been running. Well, I spent all day sitting in some training. And then for the last couple hours, I've just been flat out running. And, yeah, so I'm a little out of sorts. And I had my hands up in the guts of a washing machine that needs fixing before I moseyed down here into the dungeon. So now my hands smell like dirty drain water, you know? That kind of sewage odor, which is not cool. It's kind of distracting to me. Stinky smells make me not really want to, you know, paint. I don't know. Let's see if this Clorox wipe will help with some stink. Because I don't like it right now. It's messing up my mojo. So anyway, this isn't normal. This isn't normally how I spend the first few minutes of my live stream. Complaining about my day and complaining about the smells on my hands. But that is indicative of what happens in these live streams. It's unscripted. I don't know. You never know. You don't know who's going to pop into the chat, what they're going to bring up as a topic of conversation. I don't know what I'm going to bring up as a topic of conversation. There's times when I think, you know, maybe I should sit down and write down some ideas of things to chat about. But you know, I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm pretty fluid when it comes to chatting, I guess. Oh, that did help. My hand does not stink nearly as much. Oh, excuse me. And then I burped. Oof. Man, now there's dust everywhere. Ugh. Oh, send some positive vibes this way, y'all. I am struggling. Anyway. So here we are. And here this is. Still. This is probably the most... No, it's not probably. This is definitely the most painting I've ever done on a piece. Without a doubt. 2 life-size faces. Yeah. Plus there's glitter. I don't know if you noticed that. I was actually at work today and noticed I had glitter on my pants that I assume came from this piece. So that was cool, I guess. Anyway, alright, so here we are. We're here. Welcome in, everybody. Stick with me, I promise it gets better. I start actually painting at some point and stop rambling and complaining. I promise. Maybe I shouldn't promise. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What I can say is I am feeling good about the direction things are going here. I think this piece is really coming together, really starting to look good. Obviously, got more to do. Shaggy 2 Dope over here isn't complete yet. And honestly, Violent J probably looks decent on screen right now. But up close, I've only done like the first pass of black makeup paint here. So it's not exactly, you know, straight and tidy and sharp and perfect. But once we finish our first pass on Shaggy, we'll come back over to Violent J. We'll polish it up a little bit, clean it up a little bit, then move back over to Shaggy. And then Bob's your uncle. Then we'll be done. We can put a stamp on this one and say, hey, good job, bud. Looks good. That's the goal, anyway. That is the goal. Man. Sorry, I really don't mean to be complaining. I don't like being that guy. Yeah, sorry. Had to check and make sure the stream was streaming, and I was checking the latency, which has gotten substantially better, which is good, because when you type in the chat, it's not so delayed. Sometimes that gets confusing for me and for you, and also gets confusing with what's happening with what you're watching, because you could be asking a question from 15 seconds ago, and now the latency is like, I don't know, half a second, 1 second, which is amazing to me. Really amazing. Legitimately live television at that point. Alright, shaking up the black paint, shutting my mouth. Let's get to painting. I think the first thing I want to do, I noticed this yesterday when I was wrapping up. There's kind of a weird corner here that I didn't intend. And like I showed yesterday, this is kind of my perspective from this angle, and it doesn't look as awkward from that angle, but it sure does from this one. And this would be more of the angle people would be seeing this from, as this is something to hang on a wall. So I think we need to adjust that a little bit. I will say that is one good thing about live streaming, is it does give me a different perspective having this camera from your point of view as opposed to mine behind the piece. So let's see if we can't get that figured out. Yeah, that's already better. That is already an improvement. Not exactly a straight line, per se, but it's better. Sorry, I need to turn this around, rotate it. That will help my situation. Oh yeah, that's how I need to be looking at her. There we go. Here it is. So some things to know about old Shovel. When I get tired, I find myself uncontrollably whistling, as well as randomly singing a song. It'll usually just be one song and maybe 2 lines of lyrics from that song that I just can't get past. Or just like humming. So if any of those things happen, just ignore it. That's just me being, oh, yeah, looking at that. That doesn't look good, does it? That does not look good. It did the thing again, where it creates a weird little corner, little right there, little bump. Okay. Okay. See what we got to do here. I thought I had it sorted out. Turns out I didn't. Don't get cocky, friends. That's what happens. Okay, is that fixing it or is that accentuating it? Or is that worth caring about? At least it's a sharp corner. If that's such a thing. Maybe we'll add a little bit to the top there. Maybe that'll even it out and kind of draw. Let's try that. Let's try that. Shall we? But yeah, on the subscriber thing, if you're not subscribed, please do. Because I would be lying if I didn't say that I don't want to get on the YouTube money train, you know? I think we all would. None of us would turn it down, at least. I know that. Because as I see it, that Juggalo money train could... or the Juggalo. Didn't mean to say that. That sounds like I'm taking advantage of Juggalos, and that's definitely not the intent. I mean, I want to sell these things to Juggalos. I want to sell them to anybody, really. Anyway, the YouTube train is what I want to take advantage of. So, you subscribing would help that. Because, frankly, I would rather stop working my government job and start painting Juggalo stuff as a job. I think that would be phenomenal for me. Then we could do more of this. Streaming and painting and hanging out and jack-jawing. People say jack-jaw anymore? I know I do. Maybe I shouldn't. Funny thing is, I've used old people phrases and terminology my entire life. Now that I'm becoming a quote-unquote old person. Ooh, that angle's wrong. Now that I'm becoming a alleged old person, it's less novel and cute, and it's more on brand, and I think the younger folks may think I'm something I'm not. The younger folks. I shouldn't even say terms like that. That makes me sound like an even bigger moron. I am tired. Just flat out tired. This has me flummoxed. Oh, speaking of old people terms, good grief. The angle on this face is wrong. Okay. Shut up and look at this. Hang on one second. Alright, so we're up here. All the way up there. Dude. All the way up there. All up in it. And my paint is already dry. Okay. That seems way too long. Okay, I think... It's gonna be like that today. Just gonna be a struggle, but we're gonna power through. Because part of this YouTube train, from what I understand, is consistency. That's just good business anyway, isn't it? So even though I just wanted to not stream today, and I mean, I don't want to fix a washing machine, but I need to fix a washing machine. I also probably need to go be a dad and take care of some behaviors. I'm on schedule with y'all right now. And thankfully, my wife appreciates that. And she is accommodating. That makes her a pretty good wife, I would say. Ha! Wiggles, man. I'm struggling. Definitely struggling. And the paint's reflecting it. I might just put down the brush and just talk. I don't know. I don't want to screw this up. I really like this piece. And, yeah. It might be the best thing. Or I could keep painting and get the satisfaction of completing the task. That could be a thing. Excuse me. Oh, man. That might be exactly what the doctor ordered. So yeah, maybe I will shut up. Alright. Let's take a look. Oh, I don't like it. See, it's this forced perspective thing. I haven't really cracked the code on how that works in my brain. Okay, let's line these heads up. How does this go? Nope. Wait. Where's the hanger? Okay. That's straight. Wow. Yeah, that's off. Okay. Just gotta talk this through. Looks like... Here, let me get a finer point here. And kind of talk this through. I don't usually have to deal with... Yeah, what's the question? My man Wiggles. While I debate how I'm going to fix this. So I feel like... Let me look at the screen while I'm doing this. Feel like... You know, that's not a bad question. I think it's just brand recognition. I think... I mean, obviously, like, Juggalos would would recognize some of the broader cast of characters. I don't mean that like demeaning at all. But you know what I mean. Like, also some of guys like my age, this is our generation. And like I said, it's like brand recognition. Sorry, man, I'm stumbling. Like everybody recognizes this specifically as Juggalo. Like that's why it's like I default to Violent J because it is just easier for me to paint. I think I just get it more. But I think in a crowd, like at craft fairs or whatever, people see this from across the street and they come across because they recognize that is a Juggalo. And they love it. Yeah. So that being said, though, herd for sure. Because like the nativity thing, obviously, it's more than just two faces. So I need more paints, more face paints. Yeah. So, and that's just it. Like I don't know. I don't have a good familiarity with the broader Juggalo universe. So like I just Google Juggalo face paint and use that as reference with all the other faces I do. Also like metal bands, you know, like I'm a big metal fan, and I even have like in my desk. Oh gosh, hang on. Oh, I almost dropped the drawer. In my desk, I've been wanting to do this. I have. Oh, don't show that. That's secret government plans. But yeah, I have like references for like they're called a lot of different things. Death paint, death masks, you know, metal makeup. Yeah, I've thought about Kiss too. Can I be perfectly honest? I hate Kiss. Like how I whispered that into the microphone. But yeah, at some point I do want to do like some metal faces. Yeah, well, and that, like, I don't want to just paint these just for the family, you know what I mean? I want everybody to enjoy them. Yeah. So yeah, then I, you know, obviously the no-brainer paints. Yeah. So no, it's not that question hasn't crossed my mind. It definitely, well, let me rephrase that, because the specific faces you're talking about haven't crossed my mind because I don't know them. But the question of how do I get my other faces definitely crosses my mind when I do the nativity scenes. Man, I cannot even think of words. Terrible. Sting would be cool. Yeah. That's another thing, just back to the variations of Juggalo paints. Like, I know there's, you know, black and white isn't all there is either. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say afraid, but it's just like adding the different colors, like the blues and reds and pinks, just starts complicating something that I'm trying to keep relatively simple, like in my brain. If that makes sense. I mean, obviously, like I did this one. using different colors, which is not my norm. But it just, I don't know. When I was painting her, it just like spoke to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just it. I don't know how to do them right. No. Yeah. 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 Well, and you know, my frame of reference is totally mid-late 90s, like old school Juggalo stuff, like when it was just ICP. Because you know, even Twisted came later. He wasn't there day one. Yeah, yeah. That's how my brain works in this space of thinking about what to paint and how. Oh, my hand stinks again. Okay. So, looking at the screen to try to get a better idea of how this needs to go, I think Shaggy's cheek needs to come up here. Let me just do a quick little line there. If you could hear that over my shoulder, that was my wife asking if the washing machine was fixed. And it's not. Yeah. So that's looming over my head. Okay, anyway. So I sneaky snuck this little sticker onto my desktop here the other day. It's a real good buddy of mine. Big name in old school BMX. Started a company called Mutiny Bikes, and before that he was Poor Boy. But you'd have to be like way old school BMX to know what I'm talking about. Like back in the day when there'd be BMX events, it'd be like him on a folding table next to Matt Hoffman on a folding table, when Matt Hoffman was, you know, a little guy. So they're actually really good friends. But anyway, he's a really, really good friend of mine. So that's my little homage to a good buddy. Nothing to do with Juggalos. But one of these days, he'll probably watch a stream. And I'm never going to tell him that that sticker's there. I just want him to pop in and feel good about himself. And I just got paint on the wrong face. Dude. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, I'm an emotionally driven guy, for good and for bad. It can either make me very clutch in a stressful situation, because it helps me focus in, or it makes me sound like a big baby in situations like this. I think I still need to go higher. Let's look at the difference. Yeah. Okay. I need like a measuring tape. I never thought about having a measuring tape down here. That would probably be a smart thing. Yeah, thumbnail. Yeah, it's still too low. So it needs to be like all the way up there. Okay, yeah. That looks better. I mean, obviously it's not all tuned in. But that specific corner, I think, is where it needs to be. So now we just need to get everything else to match. Which makes this angle... Oh, let's go a little further. Yeah. Honestly, I like the nickname because people don't know what to think of it. Like, they don't know if that means like I'm not a nice guy or if I'm just weird. Turns out I'm much more weird. Pretty big nerd. Trying to work out how to even... Oh yeah, because that's low too. That's all the way down here. Okay. Now it's coming together. Now it's starting to work. On camera, it's probably kind of hard for you to see because it goes kind of down in that crevice. But this is definitely starting to shape up a little bit. Better than it was, for sure. But I think I'm going to have to get some white. Since I started so low, I think I need to bring some white in and get that underside up a little bit. Plus I need to fix that spot that I put on Violent J's cheek. Alright, so let's switch over to white. And I bet you as soon as I start putting white on this, the whole thing's gonna gel. Yeah. That's why we jive. Dude, it was nice finding out yesterday that there's some other people in the Discord that like know about the anime stuff that I like. Because I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to find people that know the stuff I talk about. Yeah, there's somebody quiet that's watching. I'm guessing it's my buddy Sting. And he doesn't have to engage. I just like that he's around. He's my boy. Yeah, right away. Right away. Look at that. I mean, not perfect. First pass. Dude, I knew it. I knew it was you. Sting sitting in the corner. Being all quiet, just taking in the sights and sounds. Probably heard me whisper that I don't like the band Kiss. Which I don't. I really don't. I want to, but it's mainly Gene Simmons, if I'm honest. That guy is a douche canoe. And I don't generally talk like that on this stream. I try to keep it pretty G and PG. But, God, that guy just drives me nuts. Yeah, he was getting me all riled up. Like, in a good way. That he knew the things I was talking about. When I said I spent a lot of money to buy those DVDs back in the day, I need you to Get in your time machine, go back to the year 2000 with me. I'm 20 years old, living in Chicago, trying to make it as a comedian. I'm working 2 jobs, both in restaurants. And, you know, I'm just making my rent. And those DVDs started coming out, but the only place you could find them was Barnes & Noble. And if you've ever been to a Barnes & Noble, they are not cheap on anything. $34.95 per disc. And they didn't all come out at the same time. No. They were coming out one at a time, like once a month. So it took me a solid year to buy that full collection of 10 discs. And if you do the math, that's $350. Man, I did not have that money then. I don't know how I was able to... I was just that determined. But I'm glad I did. Those DVDs have been with me more than half my life at this point, which is crazy. Gotta let that freak flag fly? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I'll fully admit, I've been an anime fan since, since Vampire Hunter D back in the day. Ghost in the Shell back in the day. The originals, not these remakes. And that was what, like 94? 92 even, maybe? I think Castlevania, there was an original Castlevania back then. Can't remember. My skater friends would, we would get together and watch anime. It's another weird thing about me, like I hung out with a lot of different social groups. I was like the bridge between all the groups, which was cool. But also weird, because I was like part of all of them, but not, like everybody liked me. But none of the groups were like, they were each like a different compartment of me. So yeah, Wiggles, did you started that Discord? That whole server is you? Dude, I don't loan those DVDs out. Those things are solid gold to me. Like, no offense, but I've never loaned those DVDs to anybody. In fact, other than me, the only person I think that's ever watched them is my oldest daughter when she started getting into anime. I pulled them off the shelf and walked them to her, and I was like, here, watch these. Part of her nerd training. Very serious about the nerd training. Okay. So here we go. Here's the part that I always foul up. Always. Ugh. The sewer smell is back on my fingers. Grody. Shaggy to dope. Sorry, I'm kind of off screen right now. Ooh, that's a good one. See if I can get that right there where I can see it. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, you can come over and watch them. I mean, you saw my movie collection too. Huh. Well, good work, man. Okay, so let's think about this. I want to... Oh, one sec. Yeah, so while I'm typing this, I'll just bring it up here. You know, let you into my own little world. So I did used to wear a badge. I used to be with the sheriff's department. I worked in the jail for 5 years. And I've talked to other people on these live streams about it. It's funny how it keeps coming up. Hey, what's up, JR? Man, now it's a party. But yeah, even when I wore a badge, man, I was never that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I was about justice. That's why I signed up. That's a solid move. I do that one too. Having your kid do your texting for you. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Too many things happening at once. Yes, I used to wear a badge. No, that doesn't make me a bad dude. I know it's hard for some people to hear this, but a lot of guys and gals put that uniform on with the greatest of intents. We're not signing up because we want to crack skulls. It's quite the opposite. Yeah. It was definitely a job, man. Obviously I did work with some of the people that, you know, we all don't like. I didn't either. In fact, one of the worst things I had to do was I had to write a report against one of my fellow officers. I guess not hardest thing to do. Like, it was the right thing to do, so it was easy in that way. I just knew that it was going to create a lot of strife for me. But yeah, I had to write up him in an incident report, and in an incident report, pretty much all of them are formatted the same way where you have to individually list who the perpetrators are and who the victims are, and witnesses, you know, things like that. And it was really hard for me to put in that perpetrator, or instigator or aggressor, whatever terminology you want to use, to put a fellow officer in that column and then a detainee in the victim column. And like I said, it wasn't that it was hard to write that report, because I didn't want to rat out my buddy. He definitely wasn't my buddy. But I just knew it was going to be problematic. And it was. I had to go to a trial. Had to go through this whole hearing. His lawyer... If you want to be angry with the law, be angry with lawyers, man. His lawyer, by the time it was all said and done, I was walking away from the stand feeling like I was the perpetrator. He was accusing me of lying and accusing me of all kinds of despicable things that I'm am not about, and I've never been about. Meanwhile, the guy that I reported was smiling and, you know, so happy to see me so upset. But that's just it. Like, my sense of justice is so deep and so important to me that, like, being accused, me being accused of anything, any wrongdoing that I haven't actually done or even have done, it really chews at me. Really, really hits me deep. Like, it hurts me. So yeah, it was just a bad experience all the way around. Anyway, that was yeah. Those are the parts of the job that sucked real bad, you know. Having to deal with people on their worst days, because that's what it was. Huh? No, I'm not a... No. I'm not... No. I left the sheriff's department. Shoot, it's been almost 10 years now. I'm with the health department now. And even then, I don't do any of the roles that involve like a badge with like inspections and stuff. I sit in an office in the basement, and I write emergency plans, and I train for emergencies. In fact, COVID is the reason why I took the job. They needed somebody that could organize their response. And a friend of mine that used to work with me at the sheriff's department knew I was good with logistics and management, so he called me. Yeah, well, if it comes up, I am a guy that intimately knows the blue side, and I'll call a spade a spade. If somebody's dirty, I hate it just as much as you do. Probably more, honestly. But I don't like that a lot of folks just instantly choose to disrespect and hate police, because seriously, man, we're only there to try to keep you safe. As much as you may not believe that in the moment when you are dealing with the police. Anyway. Oh, Wiggles, you guy. I guess another way to deal with the stress of my day today is to distract me with something that stressed me out way more at one point in my life. Have I ever had Taco John's? Yeah, dude. All my life. Potatoes Locos? Are you kidding me? I love Taco John's. You know that started in Wyoming? Isn't that weird? Basically in like a chuck wagon out on the range. Yeah, I love Taco John's. I love any fast food taco. I love legit tacos too. Oh, so you've never had Taco John's, JR? Huh. So to be 100% honest, I mean, I am anyway. It doesn't stack up with Taco Bell, so don't go in it with like that Taco Bell mindset of like the deliciousness that is Taco Bell. Oh, so you have had it before. Okay, cool. You've never heard of it? In Indiana, really? Seems like they would be there. I mean, maybe they're not like, Are you east of the Mississippi? I'm trying to think of my geography. It's not a good day to be thinking about that stuff either. This country's too dang big. Okay. Well, then you'll come across one. Like I was saying though, they're not as good as Taco Bell. I would default to Taco Bell 100% of the time. If you had to choose between the two, Taco Bell. But if your only option in terms of fast food tacos is Taco John's, then yeah, it's not bad. It's awesome. The potatoes locos. That's where it's at. It's like I don't know, like spicy tater tots, you know? Yeah. Well, but it's not quite like like Taco Bell. They got those sauces, man, and I'm not talking about like the sauce packs, although I love those too. But like it's like that their enchilada sauce, the red sauce. Shoot, even their refried beans, even though I know they're like powder out of a bag, and sometimes they don't even mix them up very well. Those beans, dude, they taste different. I love them. Taco John's kind of feels fresher, if that is a thing. But I would put an asterisk on that. If you have either Carl's Jr. or Jack in the Box, I mean, I wouldn't generally think of them as a taco joint, you know? Taco's not in the name. But, dude, their tacos are legit, and they are so cheap. So there's actually a thing in Kansas City. It's only in Kansas City. There's a couple of locations, but it's been around a long time. But it's called In a Tub, and it's because everything is served in those little cardboard tubs. What's different about them is instead of like the shredded cheese, they use like the powdered cheese out of like mac and cheese. You know what I mean? Dude, it is nuts how good it, like it'll tear you up, like absolutely destroy your intestines. You will be on the toilet within 20 minutes. But for that 20 minutes, it's so yummy. So yummy. And they have burgers and stuff too. Love it. Yeah, I agree, JR. Yeah, burritos at Taco Bell are better. 100%. And you know, this is just delving deeper into the of shovel. I don't like crunchy tacos like at all. I like soft tacos. So I kind of default to that. Or I'll just, you know, just go with the burrito anyway. So I think that's why I've always like favored Taco Bell over Taco John's. But straight up, the potatoes locos are worth the trip. 100%. But if y'all are ever in Kansas City, first off, come look me up anyway. But we gotta go get In a Tub. I love it because they're like the restaurant. I don't know if it like started in like the 50s. The double decker. I gotta be in the mood for the double decker. It's not my go-to. I like it better than the straight crunchy shell taco. But yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way for it. You want to know? So yeah, paint's done. Let's talk tacos. Here's where I'm at. If I'm poor, I'm going for the $5 Build-A-Box or $5.99, whatever equivalent is available at that point on Taco Bell's menu. I go for that, and I just, you know, you get to mix and match and pick what you want. And then I use my Taco Bell rewards points because I always have some. And I throw in a bean burrito on top straight off the jump. If I'm feeling like I've got some money in the bank, though, I'm on the Kansas side. The anti-slavery side. I make sure to point that out all the time. Missouri voted for slavery. Kansas was created because we didn't like that stuff. So, Kansas City, Kansas, better. Flat out. Now you got me distracted. What was that? Oh, yeah. So if I'm feeling like my wallet's fat, then I go for the Mexican pizza and 2 tacos meal. I've been eating that since the 90s. When they took away the Mexican pizza, I legitimately broke up with Taco Bell, refused to eat at Taco Bell for years. And it was painful because I love Taco Bell. But now that they brought the pizza back, Shovel's back. And we're back in love with each other. And it's been a beautiful thing. One of my favorite relationships that I've had for the bulk of my life. Ugh. But yeah, I'll swap out the Taco Supremes for soft Taco Supremes. Every single time. So that's another thing. Actually, if you come to Kansas City, we're known for this. And I know there's other cities that say they're known for this, but they can all sit and spin. It's legit. And it's a KCK, Kansas City, Kansas, like thing. Street tacos. We've got a massive Hispanic population. Actually, fun fact, KCK, Kansas City, Kansas, has no majority race. We have minority races, but not in the standard term of things. If you look at the breakup of our population, there is no race majority. It's almost split down the middle, like 30% white, 30% black, 30% Hispanic, and then Asian, and we actually have a lot of refugees from all around the world in KCK. But it's the coolest thing. Like, it's unique for us. Most cities aren't that way. But anyway, because of that, we have a really big Hispanic population, and we have tons of taco joints, and they are like I don't even want to say that they're like legitimate Mexican tacos, because that's understating what it is, because we have such a big population that we have, just like America has different states, so does Mexico, and then obviously there are other countries in Central and South America, and all of their food is different. Just like barbecue in Kansas City is different from barbecue in Birmingham, Alabama. You know, it's different. Same thing in Mexico. They've got different tacos for their different states, and they are very much loyal to where they come from. If they're from Michoacan, then they cook with the Michoacan style. And brother, I'm telling you, the tacos here are off the chain. So good. And we had this thing called the Taco Trail that the Visitors Bureau put on a couple years ago that COVID kind of messed it up, but messed up everything. But it was this program where they had a app on your phone with the address of every single taco joint in Kansas City, Kansas, and you would go check in and try out those tacos, and it's crazy. Like, there's so many different kinds of tacos. For one thing, it is not ground beef with shredded cheese, lettuce, and tomato. Hard stop. That ain't a thing. Like, that's gringo tacos. So don't come with that noise to the taco joint. But like, they've got meats in their tacos that on the surface it sounds wretched and disgusting, but when it comes down to it, dude, they're tasty. And it's just like how barbecue is, where it was the cuts that got thrown away. Oh, my bad. Yeah, see you, Wiggles. Thanks for coming in. I needed it. Shoot, it's almost 5:30 anyway. Good grief. Oh, got off on tacos. JR, come to Kansas City. We'll go to a bunch of taco joints. Straight up. And barbecue. You'll have to make a few trips. There's so much good food in this city. No doubt about that. And obviously I could talk about it for hours and hours on end. Anyway, how about that? Here we are. Time to wrap up the stream. What a stream it was. Didn't really get much done, but that's all good. Whatever. We'll work on it tomorrow. It was a weird day anyway. Talking about tacos was more fun. So yeah. Wiggles has been calling me Precious. So I've decided to stop calling the channel, actually the business, is Precious Juggalos. That's the name of the business. The channel is named after the business. I'm not Precious Juggalos. I'm Shovel. Feel free to call me Shovel, if you would like. Or just call me nothing. I don't care. It was just weird that he kept calling me Precious. Yeah, so anyway, I'm Shovel. This is Precious Juggalos in the Juggalo dungeon. I'll be streaming live again tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until about 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 10:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time to 11:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, for my UK brothers and sisters. Yeah, so like and subscribe, do all that stuff. Thanks to Wiggles and JR and Sting for being here, my brother from another mother across the pond. Check me out on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. Join the Discord that Wiggles Casual Aquatics. See, I need to just start calling him Casual. See what he thinks about that. Am I right? It's funny that he can't, because he does it himself. But whatever, you know. It's, yeah, something we can make fun of each other for forever. Anyway, yeah. I gotta go fix a washing machine. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll work more on this. I mean, we didn't get a lot done, but we got a lot done. I mean, you know, take the victories where you can, am I right? Either way, I love this piece. I think it's going to be amazing when it's done. It's going to look wild up on a wall somewhere. I look forward to somebody buying this and displaying it, because it's sick. I love it. But I can't keep all of them because I don't have enough walls or shelves. All right, anyway, I got to get back to it. So thanks for hanging out. See y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Whoop whoop y'all. Have a good night. Be good to each other. And I swear, I'm not a cop. But when I was a cool one anyway. See y'all later.